Okay, welcome. Still good morning, Anambra. This is our discussion segment. My name is Sijama. Ebere joined me. Good morning, Ebere.
Yes, good morning. If there's something I've always wanted to tell you is it's something about your smile. You smiled, welcome. There was this smile, and I was like, wow. Yeah, I'm trying. I hope one day I could just get this smile on my face, and when I'm talking to people, I tell them, welcome. They're happy. Good morning.
Blush up.
No, but I'm being serious. Amazing smile.
Thank you. Okay. And this morning, we'll have guests that have joined us to look at a very important topic today. By the way, Ebere, what are we going to talk about?
Yes, we'll be looking critically at instituting care for the elderly. Well, you know why this topic is very important is in this part of the world, it looks as if when you live your life, you do the very best you can, and at some point when you get old, it looks as if people don't talk about you, people don't care about you in this part of the world. Because I know in the Western world, when you get to a certain age, there is this provision for the elderly, there's this care, there's this basic amenities for them to live for the rest of their life. We're going to be looking back, this part of the world. Is that the case? What exactly is the problem? If there are things we need to start doing, why don't we start doing it? Because the same people who are old now were once young, and they took care of a lot of people. So it's just natural and important that now they're getting old, they should be taken care of.
And those of us that are young now, we still get old eventually.
You understand? That's the cycle of life.
Okay, let's go now. Who is our first guest?
We'll have two guests this morning. First, we have Stella Ikwozo, who's the Deputy Director, Ministry of Health here in Anambra State. Okay. Good to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me, and good morning, Anambra.
Good morning.
Okay, and then we have Evangelist Dr. Oluchukwu Ofo. Dr. Oluchukwu is founder, Elders Must Shine. Good morning to you, ma'am.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah.
It's good to have you two in the house.
Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you. Okay. If we're not by February ndi okenye, so I ga akabaru butu natia so that ọbụna onwe ndi okenye na-ege anyị ka fa nwee ike wee ghọta ife anyị na-ekwu. Ịghọtago? Daalụ nọ. Let me start with you, Evangelist. Kedu onye bụ an elder?
I want to tell you that age is in the mind.
Okay.
It depends on what you have in the mind. Like I remember when my child was 9 years old and he has a white hair. And when
at 9?
Yes, at 9. I asked him, are you really an older person? He told me that age is in the mind. Mommy, I'm old. So I want to tell you that old people is people that consider to be old. People that when you see them, you know that they are old. Like it depends on the age. Their age bracket in this situation is what makes them to be old. When you look at someone, you say this person is old. But I'm not talking about the inside of it. We are talking about the physical aspect of it. Looking at someone and say this person is old. These people that consider to be old, when you look at them, you know that these people are old people. So this is people that we are looking at this morning.
Okay. Stella, and when age brackets, do we have age brackets when we say that somebody is old?
Yes. We have age brackets because age or aging is a gradual process. As we celebrate our birthday, we are also aging. Because you don't need to, if you count your birthday one, yes, that's a 1 year birthday, in the next birthday, you will be 2. So it's a gradual process. So we have different age groups. We have the age bracket of 60 to 65 as middle age. Then we have from 68 or 70 to 75 as the older people. And the elderly, we have 75 to 80 years and above. So that's the age brackets.
So when we are talking of the elderly, we are looking at from 75
75
years
to 80 and above.
Okay.
They are the elderly people.
All right, let me come to you now, Evangelist. We're talking about instituting care for the elderly. How do we plan for the old age? Because in as much as we know, while growing, everybody prays for long life, and we know in life some things happen, and people don't get to the 80, 90, but we all pray to get there. That's a prayer. Right now, growing up as a young person, how do we plan for that time, Olue?
I don't think that in Nigeria that we really have something of that plan, but we want to let them know that they're supposed to plan. So planning it, like I myself have started planning my old age. I started it years ago. So planning your old age is, number one, you are going to look at what you eat. From there, you look at what you eat and how you save money. Saving money is one of the things that, many of us are not saving money, we eat all. And our old age, because I believe that old age is a peaceful thing. It's not something that we need to stress ourselves. So whatever you do now is going to help you at the old age. You save money, you eat right and drink right. When you drink right, you will not spend the money that you save in sickness when you are old. So when you drink right, you will not spend the money that you have at old age. So the old age there, you will be just taking care of yourself like that. So it's better we look at ourselves and know how to prepare. And look at some people that can give us guidance on how to, most of us don't know what to do when they are growing old. Even the people that are old already now, most of them don't know what to do. So you seek advice. That is one of the things, again, most people are not seeking advice.
Okay, until we get there. We are still planning how to get old, or how to take care of ourselves when we are old. From that question, to make sure that
it's actually good to plan for the rainy days, because old age is kind of the rainy days. So, first of all, you need to train your children. You invest on your children. Train them very well. Because if you train them very well, they will look after you when you are old. In fact, the greatest investment you will do is to train your children. That is the greatest investment, because they need to reciprocate when you are old. But if you don't train them, if you neglect them, they will not take care of you. And again, if you are a civil servant, so to say, like my sister said, you need to be, saving.
Or civil servant in Kekita. Na salary at a place. Why cost of living is rising? So the money is not even enough for you to feed. Why would you be saving money and going hungry?
What will I say?
Okay, say whatever you want to say.
Yes, but at least we need to do that. Even if we know that things are hard and things are costly, we don't even have enough to save. But that is what
is the ideal thing to do.
Yes. So, and again, apart from civil servants, because it's not only for civil servants. In Azwafia, in our you will always remember that one day you will get old. You must save towards that, no matter how little. No matter how little. Because this, our youth, some of them, they don't know they are aging. Because aging is a gradual process, like I said before. At 25, okay, plan for anything. At 30 years, if we are it's not like that. So also, Umukrobia. Yeah, for Umukrobia, or that as, yeah, okay, as time goes on, is also advancing in age. So everybody needs to plan towards that period.
Okay.
Yes.
I have a question. Let me ask Evangelist. When you about training up your child, very well, giving them the very best, so they could reciprocate, they could look after their aging parents. Has that always been the case? Because I have seen situations where parents who give their all to their children, and even when the parents get to that point, it looks as if the children is, say, mom, dad, anyhow you want to live your life, man, I've got my life to live, let me just live my life. And you see old aging parents going through a whole lot at that time of their life.
Like, I don't really believe that, because I have encountered many of them. So why? Because there is a woman I met. She had 3 children, and in that 3 children, she took care of them. And at that age, the woman is 100. I met her at 104. She's alive, 104 from Abo. So this woman, and she trained her children, and 2 died. 1 is blind, and nobody to take care of. When I went there, someone directed me. I went there, and then I look at the place where the woman was living. Just very tattered and rough. No roofing on there. So I have to go and roof the place.
So her case
wasn't
that the children are not looking after her, but she doesn't even have them.
Yes.
Okay.
Nobody to take. What about the people that doesn't have child? So I have seen a woman that don't have any child, but she was being taken care of.
Okay, but let me come back to you, because this question would take us to a lot of issues. I know you have this what do I call it, ministry, where you take care of old people. I first of all want to ask you, one, how do you get them? Or do you have a home where they stay, one? And then how do you get them? How can you say reach out to them when they also? But before Isaac, I'm on your line.
Okay.
Yeah, hello. Okay, go ahead.
Most of it, I get them in the street, by information. Some people call me, or I get them by information in the street. So most of them is don't really, or when I'm doing program, my banner and everything, most of them just come to me. So that is how I get them.
When you see them that know that they are old, you want to talk to them or whatever?
When I see them that they are old, most of them I make sure I get to their house, because there is some people that claim to be old, and they have some people that are helping them. So I'll make sure I go to their house. Like a woman I met on the road, I saw the mama moving with a heavy something. I have to follow her to her place, because I have this kind of passion for them. So when I get there, it's one room and they're very tattered. I have to call some people, some of my people. They came and clean up the house, cook rice, cook stew, cook soup that day. And the woman said something. I wanted to die, but because of this, I will not die again.
She doesn't have children?
She doesn't have, she has only 1 child, and that is a lady. That lady married at Benin, and today she don't know the whereabouts the lady. So the lady, she's married.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, your name and location. Can I find now?
Yes, good morning.
Tell us your name and go ahead.
Ezigbo. Okay, go ahead. Ezigbo.
Okay, go ahead, Nna.
Hope I got your name. Go ahead.
Go ahead with your questions or contributions.
Okay. What I'm saying, according to that contributor, he said if you want to, are you hearing me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Are you hearing me? I'm not asking questions.
Okay.
What I am saying is that there's no contributor who says you want to take care of yourself, you have to train your children. That is the basic truth. But some of us, when we don't give birth to children, we need them anyhow. And when we are old, we are looking for something from them. What else did he train them? children. If you train your children at the old age, you won't suffer. Thank you.
All right.
All right, thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Okay. Go ahead, madam.
Okay.
So,
No whereabouts of the child and
yes. So, and I want to tell you that most of them, I have met them like that. You know, when you can meet someone on the road, people that doesn't have children, you can meet people that have children, and some of them, when you get to their house, they have help, they have bags of rice, and they're telling you they don't have anything. So
What do you think is the reason for that?
you know, when you are old, most people, when you are old, you behave like a baby.
Okay.
Most of them, you go back to the
A smart baby.
yes.
not just a baby, a smart one.
So for me to look into some certain things, I follow them to. I have the chance.
Yeah.
Follow them to their house, go to their house, play with them, talk with them. Some of them is a reconciliation problem. They are quarreling with their children. So we do some reconciliation. You know, like a man in Abuja, the children have many. The children are rich, but the man left them when they were small. It's the same thing of training them too. So he left them. So after the reconciliation, they could be able to pay house rent for the father was a barrow pusher, but their children is the money.
Okay.
So after the reconciliation, they could be able to take care of their parents, pay for house rent. In fact, the man is living well now.
Okay, thank you very much. Stella, let me come to you.
Yes.
Nsogbu anyị na-enwe bụ na onye ka nka echezọ ọnya ma ndị nwa mụrụ nwa ma ndị amụrụ nwa. There's this attitude a na-enyefa. Ịghọtago? So, kedu ife anyị is it a problem? Is it a kind of challenge in ndị okenye anya? Do you understand? If it is, what are the challenges? What are they like? Kedu ife bụ ife mfiarụ n'ine ndị okenye anya?
Okay, daalụ maka ajụjụ a. Maka ya bụ ile ndị okenye anya, ọkwa n'ezigbo ife ka ọ bụ ma ndị ụfọdụ amatara. Because then we're a blessing attached to it. To look after your elderly parents or old parents. Ma ndị ụfọdụ amara. Maka ọ na-abụ ife anwe ịjụ eziokwu dịkwa na ya. O nwere ndị ya bụ despite the fact na ha zụkwa ụmụ ha ọfụma. You know? Ụmụ ha pụta banye libe gbagbo na ọ na city. Her full mama has not a disturbance, or their parents not a disturbance to them. We shouldn't be. So, ekwesị ka ndị mmadụ na-ama, because na-amata na enwe blessing they attached to looking after the elderly. Like Iheju, my sister, during the old age, which I say is a gradual process, there were so many challenges and effects. Both health challenges, like my sister said, that time, and then when all the systems of the body now they affected. And so when kind of like these diseases that's associated with the elderly, maybe you have hypertension, or you have diabetes, we can incontinence of urine or feces. Yeah, at will, you know, yeah, what's the control over the sphincters, you know. So, and things like that. We can weigh circulatory issues with the heart, where enlargement of the heart, and the kidneys might be affected, as the case may be. So the systems of the body. We can have loss of memory, like she said. You go back as a child. This we kind of about dementia, senile dementia, you know, loss of memory. You know, what we can forget as we are saying about you know, things like that. So we challenges. So do forge do na got us raw. Na got us raw. Then I make a also from all these things, thinking that is a disturbance to them, but that shouldn't be. So my advice to them, in Kenya, no fully well, because now and when the nurses or doctors are trained to care for the elderly. And that aspect of medicine is called geriatric medicine. So there are geriatricians as doctors, there are nursing, what is it called? People that did geriatric nursing, you know, and that will take care of the elderly. Because how much are all these things affecting the elderly? And even though there are two factors, you know, that affect the elderly. There we have the intrinsic factor, which is a natural thing. It's a natural occurrence. You need to age. As you are counting your body, you're aging, which is a gradual process. And then there is extrinsic factors. These factors, you know, associate themselves with disease conditions. We can for a person that is not so elderly, but because he's having one disease condition or the other, the person might look like, you know, more than his or her age. So, and then habit. Habit could also make people to age, you know, prematurely. I say it's premature aging, like cigarette smoking, alcohol, you know, all those things. Promiscuity.
For men or women?
Both men and women. Promiscuity can also do that. Multiparity. Excessive giving birth to children can make a woman to age more than her actual age. So all these things are all challenges to the, the elderly.
Still on the challenges. You talked about some particular nurses and doctors that take care of the elderly.
Yes, yes.
Is it something we really practice in this part of the world? Because I know I have some colleagues in the UK, in the US, who you hear they're auxiliary nurses, and most time they take care of the elderly, and they're being paid well. So you will see a young man or a young woman want to do such a job because she's being paid well, he's being paid well, they appreciate them very well. Is that the case here in the country, Nigeria, you know, in this part of the world? Because when we talk about people who are aging and people running away from them, people not trying to associate with them, could that also be a problem or a challenge in this part of the world?
Yes. Point of order, I want to correct you, sorry. Okay. There's no word like auxiliary nurse.
Okay.
Yes, I'm allergic to that word, auxiliary.
Now people say that.
No.
That's what they call it.
No, it's very wrong.
Okay.
If you're not a nurse, you're not a nurse.
Okay.
You can say nurse assistant, but not auxiliary nurse.
Okay.
There's no word like that.
So who is an auxiliary?
No. That's no word in the dictionary, in the nomenclature of nursing that is auxiliary.
Okay, people use that.
Because we don't know it's very wrong.
Okay.
It's very wrong. They use it out of ignorance. So that is it. So what we do is that that aspect of medicine is not being practiced in this side of the world.
Okay.
People tend to neglect that aspect, but it's very, very important, very necessary we introduce it. Okay. Most people don't do it, but that does not mean that doctors and nurses don't take care of the elderly.
But in their houses or in the hospital?
In the hospitals.
They are brought to the hospital?
Yes, in the hospitals.
All right, thank you very much.
Yes.
Let's come to you now, Evangelist Sofo. From what Nostella has outlined now, there's a problem. There's a very big problem with managing our elders, okay? So you that is into the business of dealing with these elders, what do you suggest? Because we have just established that some people don't take care of their children, of their parents at old age,
yes.
And then there's this problem of dementia that even when you take care of them, they still go out to tell them that or they're that kind of a thing. So and then there's another problem that she mentioned. But all this put together now, with your dealing with the elderlies, kedu ifi na suggest na igeme elder people's home. Is that what they call it?
Old people's home.
Old people's home. It got suggest old people's home, whereby we have this kind of nurses and doctors to be attending to them, and then people like you that are caregivers to have access to them directly too.
Yes, this is one of the things that I have in mind, to provide a conducive environment to them. Most of them doesn't have a good place to stay. So we want government, to build something like that, old people's home. The ones that are going to look into not building it and abandoning it. When you build it, you put the professionals there, and people that are passionate on it. You know, this nowadays, like I saw somebody that read Igbo and is working in the bank. You know, this is not
what... a round peg in a square hole.
this is not what...
Most times that's what you call passion.
Yes.
Maybe he or she read Igbo because of admission problem.
Yeah.
Or he has
passion
to
for
work in the
taking care
bank.
of the elderly.
What
exactly.
we want is for us to build home and a good place to them where we can be doing some in that home. I went to a place in Lagos where they have home in Lagos, and I was the one that
Places like this?
Yes. Yes. I went to Lagos and somewhere in Lagos, and I saw a home, and in that place I was moving, you know, sending my letter to teach them how to do some things. Like the elders I have here, I teach them how to make stove thread. I teach them how to...
I was going to ask you that, what you do with
yes.
them. What kind of services do you render to them so that even at old age and in fact, to keep their body and mind, you know, together?
You can't just keep them like that. You know, when you have the home, I'm suggesting to conducive environment for them. Then when you have it, you bring professionals, as our sister have said, the doctors and the nurses and the people that have passion for it, and the people that is going to teach them some certain things. I've been in a place, when I meet any old people, when I look at the strength inside of the person, so I know what to do. If you can be, your strength can carry anything. Like a woman of 92 years old, I taught how to make stove thread. By the time I went there, she had 2 workers. And anytime I go to her workshop, she will give me 1,000 naira. At least I will receive money from her.
At 90?
Yes, 92. Because I taught her how to make stove thread.
This is
so
good.
Sometimes I bring them up and how to make soap. I do everything. I mean, even shoes. I learned how to make shoe because of the others. And then sometimes you'll be calling people to come and teach them, and those people will be doing guy. I went and learned how to make shoe, how to do stove thread, and how to make soap, Izal, all those things. I've been calling people, sometimes I will call them. And these people will say, I have, please, Mama, can it be next week? Can it? So I went on myself and learn it. So if I call you, you don't have chance. Sometimes I go to their house, empower them with it. Teach them and empower them with, use some money, maybe 10,000 naira, buy it and say, Mama, do this thing in front of me.
You know, just to keep them busy. That's where I'm going to. A woman of 80-something years, 90-something years,
92.
you know, doing something that is still earning money.
Money.
You know, that kind of a thing.
And making her busy.
And making her, you know,
gives her joy.
She's not
Yes,
living in
yes.
that money, on that money, but she is happy.
Yes,
you know
she's
that
happy.
she, at her age, that she's still productive.
Yes,
But because there's something I noticed about these elderly people. I think one of the challenges they are facing, which of course I've been waiting for you to mention, is loneliness.
Loneliness.
Okay?
Yes, it's gonna
They feel lonely.
They feel lonely.
So when you make them, I mean, keep them busy or that kind of a thing, it gives them that sense of belonging that
joy,
she is still, you know, somebody in the society. I can still impact in the society.
Yes.
Go ahead. Please.
Because I knew that there is something that the Bible said. It said, at the old age, you still bring fruit, bear fruit. So I look into that. I told them that nobody is old here. So when you come where I'm doing program, you see people wearing skirt and blouse, and the old people dressing like they told me that nobody is old.
Yes.
And I believe that age is in the mind.
Yes.
And I say to them that anyone that called you old mama, tell the person you are auntie, you are not mama, you are not old mama. Yes, we answer mama.
Good.
So they make them feel good. Sometimes I don't like making up, but I call makeup artists sometimes. I say make them up. Let them feel, let them feel well. And I do a revitalization something for them where I put them on exercise. You know, you're supposed to put them in exercise and other things
To keep
their nerves
together. I love this. I love what you're hearing now, because all of us will eventually get old. So it's good you start
experiencing.
Planning on time.
Okay, let's take a break here now. I'll bring a testimony by some of the people on the streets.
Some old people.
Oh.
Yela aka take care of maka I bedo ego anaghị eweta ihe ọhụma etu anyị si eweta before driver ka m bụ ana m try my best na-eme ihe na obugodu na owe ọrụ ha ga-ewere anyị bụ ndị okenye ha ewere anyị aka nchikwa ike ịrụ ọrụ
enwere m nwa enwere m onye enyemaka be nna m ka m bụ enwere m enyemaka nwa enwere m enyemaka di enwere m enyemaka oyi enwere na ibe ebube enyemaka m bụ onugbo nya ka m ji eli ibe kama m ezu ori mmadụ na-emiele ndị gọọmenti detucha ndị waya ga na-enyere aka mana ndị ụwa dele mma jee na kansụl ya ọ na-abụrụ mmụ yoli yoli ka a chewe ya na ibe asịsị n'ife iwere na-enyere ndị ọlụsị aka anọ m n'ime anya na-egbu m arị adịrọ m mma na stil na-emekwa ibe m na-eme kama m ezu ori mmadụ
o nwere ndị elders na-enwere ma ndụ enyemaka sef nwee ndị aka ụmụaka ba enwere ibe n'ọfụ so ndị ibe na-abịabarị ndụmọdụ na-enye ndị mmadụ bụ ọ bụrụ na ba abịa o nwere okenye nke ka ibie ka enyebelibe aka o nwere ndị na-enwere enyemaka so mma laiki abịa ka akpọkọta m ndị okenye ma ọ bụ ajụọ mmadụ a na-akpọfụtala unu ndị okenye ọka njọ ebido nyebelibe aka ka ba wee dugogokwuo ndụ na onye liju abụ ọdụọ ndụ
anyị nwere eto kwesịrị ka anyị na-afụ ndị okenye n'anya ọ bụrụ ọsọ nsọ oge krismas anyị bukọrọ je bunye fa o kwesịrị like etu a na-akọ ọrụ ugbo ịjụọ ndị be si ma ọ mee kedu ka esi eme ọsị enye achọkwara ihe dị etu inyere aka okonye ọrụ ya oweji okonye ọrụ ma bụ maka echi ka o nwere ife ọ ga-eri ịfụsị na ife na-enye ezi abụsị ụmụ obele ife ọ ga-ejizi wee na-egote ụmụ gị na ụmụ kịrịkịrị ife ndị ọzọ mụnwa na-asịkwa na ife ọ na-abụ mmadụ nwụọ ebute akpati na ubute akpati na penti ụlọ penti ya ịmara ife anwa ị ga-emelụ nne gị ma nna gị mee ya kịta ọka dị ndụ so na ihe inya mmadụ mgbe ọ dị ndụ bụ ezigbo ọkwụkwa ka ịkwala ya and ụka kwesịkwara ka a na-enye ndị nna anwa aka by ihe ọbụla a ga-eme onwere eziokwu a sị na aka rara ịra onwere ife ụka nwere dịka ego ma gị ndị anwa na-eto eto ndị na-enwere ka ọrafa enyelufe aka in one way or the other anyị eziokwu na a na-ekwu okwu chukwu mana onye agụụ na-agụ ya ejezibe enyi ozi ọ mara inye ya ife orie ogenu ntị n'okwu Chineke gọọmenti na onwe ha ga-enye aka fa ga-enye ezigbo aka tulis n'obodo ndị ọzọ anọkata asịsị chọrọ ndị over 70 something anyway na gọvanọ anyị na-ekenekwa ọ na-atara anyị kwa maka sometimes a na-afụ ka a sị gbakọ ọnụ n'oke ebe asị na onwe ife ewetalụfa na gọvanọ na-emeta nke ọfụma nna ya ụkwafa fajisikwu ike na ọ nwekwa ndị ọ na-elobe kemgbe eji ebido wee mebie sayensị etu na ma believe na ọ bụrụ onye chios na ọ ga-anọ 70 ọ nọrọ 90 ma 100.
Achọrọ m ka ndị gọọmenti na-enyere ndị okenye aka n'ihi na ndị okenye ha ataghị afụfụ mgbe ha kwesịrị ka ha taa afụ kịta ha kwesịrị ka ha na-eru uru so agụrụgụrụ echeta ndị okenye ka a na-enyere ha aka eni amount ọbụla eji enye ha ka ha ji na-elive fine ka ndụ ha wee na-anọkwu maka afụfụ ụmụaka dị na-ata today ọ dị too much so gọọmenti kwesịrị na-consider ma churches sef a na-eme collection maka these old people a na-emere their own special collection.
Onye na-enwere ezigbo ibe ọ na-eme ọ na-anọ nne nso ma nne ya nso ọnwụ ibe dị mkpa ọ melie nye like ọ nọ njọ ma agụ otu onye li nne ya aka ma nne ya aka jee ma agụ ọkwanụ ndị nọ n'ezi nnebe kawo nka ma nna kawo nka anọkọta ụlọ once in a while ma once in 2 months onye nwere o wetali nne na nne ya ka o wee na-egonyite ibe ọ bụrụ nrafu nne ya ọkpalijewele ebe a n'ọma agụ nke echi meanwhile na ị nwekwara ezigbo ibe ị na-eme ma ọ nwere ibe ị na-eme nwulu nne ya ọ na-adụ mwute ma nne ya abịa na nke gọọmenti enwere ndị okenye nọ na-enwere onye na-enyebe na-amụtara nwa wadu suppose na-achọ ụdị ndị ahụ abata n'obodo ọhụrụ mpala ibe pagali ndị nnekwu mmadụ nọ n'obodo ọ bụrụ ba nwa ibeba na-ewu eweli ya etinye na akpaba ọba bataba chọọ ndị okenye enyebe list aba ndị okenye dị pọ a ga-enyela aka
ndị okenye ahụ a ga na-enelu m anya at least ọ bụgodị a month a na-enyebe obere ego a ga-eji na-enelu onwe m anya like ndị okenye na-enwekwa ka ọ raba o nwere ndị nweleni ụmụba nwegoro nwee ndị ụmụba na-amụtara nwa ndị nwụta nwa ma ụmụ wee nwere
ọ ga-adụ m ọ bụ m uche m nsị gọọmenti na-enyere iwe aka na-achọlụ obere iwe ka ha wee na-eneta onwe anya.
Okay, welcome back. It is still Good Morning, Anambra, and we are looking at a very important topic this morning, instituting care for elderly. For the elderly, this is very, very important to us because this is a process that everybody will eventually go, and that's why we are taking time to look at it critically. I still have some beautiful ladies in the house. The first person is Stella Epozo. She's a Deputy Director, Minister of Health, Oka, and Evangelist Dr. Olu Chukwu Ofo, caregiver and founder, Elders Must Shine Initiative. Odima, anyị na-anachetekwa azụ ka ibidokwa ebe anyị kwụsị na-akpakwa maka eke oge si wee dịlị ndị okenye anyị ma dịkwuola anyị nwa mma maka na ọ bụrụ anyị nwa abụrụkwuo okenye nwanụ. Okay, so if I mention now, one of the problems I know, I'm coming to you now, Stella. Now, one of the problems I know with the Indio Kenya loneliness. I remember somebody, let me just say, is an auntie, is my mother's sister, that I went to visit and she was telling me that nobody talks to her, nobody wants to relate to her, that even when they are discussing important things, they don't want her to be around and all the rest of it. So, what was Nulumbazeno? I wept, to be honest with you, I couldn't control tears. When I was talking to the children, I said, you are killing this woman gradually. Everything, you have all the things to take care of, but this is what she's suffering, loneliness. Okay, that part on the back, mama, give her a kiss, that kind of a thing, first of all, seek her opinion. Mama, even if you're not going to take it, but make her feel wanted. What do you think, Stella?
What you're saying is right, because one of the things or challenges they are having is companionship. Most of our children, when they get employed or maybe they're seeking for greener pastures, they will leave their old parents in the villages, and then nobody takes care of the woman. They will send in things, but those things are not necessary. That woman might not even be cooking all those things. You need your job love, your job companionship. Also, go see that, like you said, that she actually belongs. Those things has no value. Those things don't have value for her as far as she is concerned. Because I could see in psychological care. That's what you call it in nursing, So, on the imagine on a village. But in doing that, at times you invite your mother. You want to say, "Mama, Bogota na village, city, and where be I'm not going to ask you answer. Say, Bogota, go enjoy it with you. You man, don't follow your boham wine. Mobo no woke. When you say, I don't want your mother, I don't want your mother, more your father, which is very wrong. That woman gave back to your husband. Don't for that time that they are witches, which is too bad, because she's an elderly person. If an elderly person is not a witch, which is a very wrong mindset.
As if you're not going to get old. So does it really mean that when you get old, you become a witch?
Yeah,
or you don't want to get old because there are two things. It's either you get old and become a witch, or you don't get old, you die early.
Old. That is it. So, all those things are drama. Only the reciprocate. Open mama ya wa papa ya wa oje na city. Open no amolo modi chiche. Ana rotate ni anu. Oje na nkonya. You don't allow your parents to waste in the village because you don't want disturbance. It's your disturbance. You don't want to inconvenience you. It's very wrong. And then inokata ibarata. Iwe leave mo bu go dey pore. Iwe leave. ịgbarata
Bịa
bịa nọnyere ya.
I know when we are growing up, it is a case of what
are your grandchildren?
With their grandmother. Holidays go keep them warm and they make them very happy. Your last advice, we are leaving, we are running out of time, please. What do you advise people to do with elderly people?
Forget about what people are saying, that all the, like what our sister, this is one of the challenges that we are seeing there, that their mother, there is a vision, my mother is a winch, my mother is this thing, and I want to tell you, someone that give birth, the Bible says, one of the things Bible says, honor your father and your mother, so that your days will be long.
Exactly.
So if you don't honor them, your days, and I want to give advice, if you are there, you don't have time with your mother, look for somebody, look for a nurse for your mother. Then get games, you know, radio, all this radio and television, get
Those
generator, everything that games. And sometimes I go on the way, I will see needle or uncho. All those things, I will buy it and give it to them.
Keep
we
their
play
body
together.
and soul together.
Get
Those days
people
furniture when they were young. Let them relieve it. It makes them happy. I heard what you said about
money.
nature. Give them money. Find source at that stage. Oh, sweetie, go on your latcha. That was the stage my mom got, and then I was thinking also noodles koganeli. I said, "Okay, can get open noodles." I was thinking if I'm not going at this age, my brother if only kita game that kind of a thing. So. You know, let's do this thing. Let's do it so that I know we can we must go.
Man, we must go, and I tell you, I don't know about you, but I've learned. It's important you've also learned how to take care of the elderly. You can start with your own mother, your own father. Start with your family. Go out and also spread that love. It's important.
All right. Thank you very much, Stella Eposo, Deputy Director, Ministry of Health, Oka. Thank you for coming this morning. And then Evangelist Dr. Luchukwu Ofo, caregiver and founder, Elders Must Shine Initiative. Thank you for coming. You came all the way from Onitsha. I'd like to thank you. And you came very early.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming. Okay, Barry.
Well, it's time we have to leave. Like I said, I want to believe we've actually learned one or two stuff. IJ. Yes. Did you hear that? You didn't hear that, you know? We have to leave.
No, you must not hear that.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you very much, the camera guys and the producer, Ify, executive producer, Gabe, and all the people in the house, the MCR guys. Thank you very much. You did a fine work this morning. My name is Sijama Uche. God will keep us and we'll be here tomorrow for you.